So the argument is that corporations has this enormous power over our lives. And I'm saying they have no power over your life. Not in a sense of power that the questioner refers to. And here it's really important. There are two different forms of power. One which is problematic for our individual life, and one which is actually good for our lives. The problematic type of power is political power. It's a gun. It's represented by a gun. It's violence. It's coercion. It forces you to do stuff. You have no options. You have no choices. I say you have to pay your taxes. You have to pay your taxes. I say you have to buy this type of toilet paper. You have to buy that type of toilet paper. Right? In the Soviet Union, there was only one type. That's what you bought. No choices. You were forced to do it. So you're forced to only have those choices made for you by somebody else. You can't voluntarily choose to engage or disengage or what kind of action to pursue. That is political power, and that is the power of the gun, and that is what government has. That is to be controlled. That is to be restricted. That's why we have a constitution. That's why we have the concept of individual rights. That's why we want the government to only do one thing, and that's protect individual rights. We want the government to only protect us from other people using guns against us. Only other people using fraud against us. That's all government is supposed to do, is to protect us from fraud and force. Right? Now let's look at the other form of power, and that's economic power. Economic power is power that actually provides us with a value. That is, it's not forcing us to interact with it. You're not forced to buy any one brand of goods. You have a choice. There are a variety of goods, or you can buy different products. Or you're not forced to take a job with Google. You can try to get a job for Facebook and try to get a job with Amazon. You have options. Everything that happens is ultimately voluntary. You don't have to walk into my restaurant. You can not eat at my restaurant. Nobody's putting a gun to your back and forcing you in a room. Nobody is forcing you into your job. Nobody is forcing you to participate in the economic activities that you participate. So yeah, there are large corporations, but what large corporation determines what you eat exactly? McDonald's, but there's Burger King. And not just Burger King, but you could cook at home. Now you see, if we were talking about political force, McDonald's would have big guns, and we would all be required to buy a Big Mac every week. And if we didn't buy a Big Mac every week, we'd go to jail. That's political power. Economic power says, here's McDonald's. Here's really cool advertising to make McDonald's really, really appealing. And hey, we want you to come into our store. But you know what? You don't have to. And you have lots of choices. You can even be something that would be inconceivable with regard to something the government offered you. You could even be a vegetarian and not eat hamburgers at all. So big corporations don't control what we eat. I mean, you could go to farmers markets and just eat there. I mean, the beauty of even the limited freedom we have today is the array of choices that you have. You don't have to use your cable company. There's satellite companies. You can watch television over the net. You can not watch television. You can decide not to watch television at all. Just watch DVDs or get rid of the television altogether and just listen to music. I don't know. That's the beauty of it. There are lots and lots of different options. So it's and notice that all these options, whether it's the cable, whether it's McDonald's, whether it's the farmer's market, all involve choices you make where you are better off, or at least you should be if you're rational and if you're pursuing your self-interest, for engaging in them. Say if you make a rational choice to go to the farmer's market, you're better off, they're better off. If you make a rational choice to buy cable from Time Warner, you're better off, hopefully, because you've got more choices on television, and they're better off because they're making a profit off of you. And the same with all the you and your employer. Right? If he's not paying you enough, don't go to work there. You have to decide what your time is worth. Now, it's in the marketplace. You better have alternatives. You better find a way to make a living. But you don't have to go to work. And if you are going to work, then it's because your employer is paying you more than you could otherwise get, more than your time is worth lazing around on the couch. And, so you're getting money and he's getting more from you than he's paying you. He's making a profit off of you. Every employee is a profit center. So Every transaction in a free market is a voluntary transaction, and if rationally approached, it is a win-win transaction. Nobody forces you, nobody controls you, and we have to separate out completely and never mistake the idea of political power and economic power. These are two completely different concepts. One is very, very dangerous and evil if wielded wrongly, and it's mostly wielded wrongly. The other is all good. There's nothing bad about economic power.